Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about a project I am doing in 2016. It is called the BookTubers Recommends project. And this is where you pick 12 booktubers to pick a book for you for each month of the year. And it's supposed to help to broaden your reading horizons, put you outside of your comfort zone, and to just build a stronger connection with other booktubers. And you can pick anyone you like, people that read similar things as you or people that read different things as you. So I just picked a couple of my friends and some of my favorite people to watch on BookTube to pick books for me, and I'm gonna tell you what all of those are and who the people I chose were. And then starting in January, I will be picking a random book out of a jar every month to read for 2016. The first person I asked was Mercedes over at Mercy's Bookish Musings, and she chose for me The Tiger's Wife by Tia Obret, and I've been wanting to read this for a very long time. It's been on my shelves forever. It is a magical realism tale. That's about as much as I know about it. It's just that it's magical realism. I know it won a lot of awards. It won the Orange Prize, which is great, and so I'm really excited to get to this, and Mercedes said it's a great book to discuss, so I'm looking forward to that very much. The next person that I asked was Max from Well Done Books, and he chose for me Everything I Never Told You by Celeste, and I'm sure you guys all know what this is about. It's been going around BookTube for quite a while. This is a family drama about a Chinese-American family in the 1970s whose daughter is found dead, and it follows their family's struggle after that loss and just how it affects everyone in the family. And I think it deals a lot with racial issues and mental illness and touches on a lot of subjects, and I just heard that it's a great read, so I can't wait to get to it. Next, I asked Olive from a book Olive, and she chose The Interestings by Meg Wolitzer, and I know this is one of her favorite authors. She really enjoyed this book and has enjoyed a couple other of Meg Wolitzer's books, and I have never read her before. I'm very excited. This is another book that I've owned for a really long time and just haven't picked up yet, so I'm glad that this will give me a little nudge to get to it finally. This is about 6 teenagers that meet at an art camp, and it follows the rest of their lives and the different paths that they take and how their stories intertwine, and it just sounds really great. I'm really excited to finally get to this one. The next person I asked was Elena over at Elena Reads Books, and she chose for me The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. So this is a space drama that centers around a Martian woman. I believe that there are multiple galaxies involved and a variety of species, and it just sounds so interesting, and I've heard so many people rave about this, so I'm really excited that Elena chose it for me, and I can't wait to discuss it with all the people that have read it. And I've ordered my copy and it is on its way, so I will put a little picture up somewhere so you guys can see what the cover is like. The US cover is hideous. I don't like it, so I got the UK one, which I will put up. Yes, but I'm very excited to get to this one. This one sounds like something I will really enjoy, and I've really been trying to pick up a lot more sci-fi recently and finding myself very happy with the ones that I have read. The next person I talked to and asked to pick a book for me was Yamini over at A Skeptical Reader, and she chose Burial Rites by Hannah Kent, and this also has been on my shelves for quite a while. It is about a woman who's convicted of a murder, and she is set to receive the death penalty, and this takes place in Iceland, and I believe that she goes to live with a family there in the meantime until her sentence is to be carried out. And it follows their story and how the family and this woman interact and whether she's innocent or not. And I've heard really great things about it and can't wait to pick it up. It seems very dark and like something that I will enjoy. Next, I asked Tanya over at List Obsessed Reader, and she chose Daughter of the Forest by Juliet Marillier, and I have just started reading more fantasy, and so I'm really excited that she chose a fantasy book for me because I'm really trying to read different genres than what I would normally pick up, and I don't even know what this is about exactly, but I'm very excited to pick up another fantasy book, and I know that she has tons of books in her backlist, and that makes me very excited because if I do enjoy it, then I have lots of other fantasy books to pick up. The next person that gave me a book was Joss over at Squibbles Reads, and she chose a YA book for me, and it is 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray, and this is the first in the Firebird trilogy. I've heard this be talked about as Cloud Atlas for YA genre, and it involves parallel universes, and the main character's parents have created this thing called the Firebird, which allows you to travel in between universes, and I believe there's a murder mystery involved, and I've always been fascinated with parallel universes and reincarnation and things like that. So this seems very interesting to me, and I think it'll be a really fast read and something really fun to talk about. The next person to recommend a book for me was Taylor over at Let's Get Lost in Words, and she chose Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke, and this is a beast of a book. And I don't even know much as far as the plot goes. I know that it involves magicians. I believe it's magical realism and it's kind of fairy tale-esque. So many people have read this. I've got to jump on this bandwagon. I know that there was a show that came out. I don't know whether it was good or not, but I'm really excited to pick this up. I really enjoy when books have small illustrations in them, so it makes me really excited to get to it. Next person to give me a book was Kirsty over at Kirsty on Books, and she chose The Giant's House by Elizabeth McCracken. And this is about a 26-year-old librarian in a very small town who is quite lonely until she meets this extremely tall 11-year-old boy, and their fates intertwine and they have a very strange relationship. I believe that it's a love story. I'm not 100% sure, but it just sounds quite magical and whimsical and very interesting, and I am so excited to get to this one. Next up was Leslie over at Words of a Reader, and she chose for me How Green Was My Valley by Richard Llewellyn. And this is a coming-of-age tale in a small mining town in the south of Wales, and it just sounds very heart-wrenching and emotional, and I think that it'll be a very effective read, and I'm really excited to be able to talk about it to some fellow booktubers who have read it. The next person that chose a book for me was Sarai over at Sarai Talks Books, and she chose Americanah by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. And so many people have read this. I've heard such great things about this book and this author, and I can't wait to read it. I don't even know very much about it, and I kind of want to keep it that way so that I can just go into it not knowing what to expect, which is how I like to go into a lot of different books. But I think it's going to be a very powerful read, and I'm very excited for that. The last person to pick a book for me was actually Rachel over at Shades of Orange, and she was the creator of this little project, and she chose The Reader by Bernard Schlink. And I've seen this book around for ages, and I know there's been a movie created about it, and I know it's quite dark and emotional read as well. I believe it revolves around World War II, and that's about all that I know, but I'm definitely excited to get to it. And I know that Rachel looked a lot on my Goodreads shelves to see what to suggest for me, and this is what she chose, so I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. So that is all the choices for my BookTube's Recommend project. I'm so excited to get started, and thank you everybody who participated in this for me and picked books for me. I think that's so great, and I can't wait to discuss all of them with you, and I will link everybody's channels down below. And if you haven't subscribed to any of these people, please do so. They're all so wonderful, and their videos are fantastic. I look forward to starting this new project very soon, and I hope all of you guys have a happy new year, and I'll see you next time. Happy reading!